What kettlebell do you have to press to be considered a man? What is the heaviest kettlebell? Why do you even need a kettlebell if there are barbells and dumbbells? In today's episode, we will deal with all these questions and show you the most unusual and heavy exercises with kettlebells, which you will definitely want to try at your next training. At first glance, kettlebell lifting looks rather boring. Those who have ever attended a snatch competition will understand me. At some 200 snatch, you just sit there and think, what the hell am I doing here? However, the irony is that kettlebell was just designed for spectacle and was often used by circus athletes. The unique shape of this projectile is that its center of mass extends beyond the arm, making it unstable. This facilitates ballistic and swinging movements, which just allow to jungle this projectile. With dumbbells, you cannot do so. I'm so fucking awesome. But the trick was that looking at this ball with the handle, you do not always realize how hard it is to perform this or that element. In fact, a poodle's weight, that is 16 kg, often looks even more than 32 kg, which misleads the viewer. Maybe they are empty inside. That is why circus performers always let the audience try to lift their weights, to make sure that it's really not easy. Well, now we are just on our way to training session where we are going to try some of the famous kettlebell exercises. Of course, I started my training by lifting the kettlebell, holding it by the handle with its butt up. 16 kg confidently went up. I didn't even strain myself. 24 kg also went up without much difficulty. But with 32 kg I had to struggle. A little bit of cuddling and I proceeded to go up there too. There were no more kettlebells in the gym, but to tell you the truth, I doubt I could push even more. Again, my body weight is 75 kg, which is not insignificant in this exercise. However, try it yourself and write in the comments how much you managed to push. The next movement is kind of lifting the kettlebell by the handle upwards. The goal is just to put the kettlebell on the edge. I've managed both 24 kg and 32 kg very confidently, so I cannot call this movement difficult, but I'm sure that 32 kg not everyone will be able to lift. The most difficult of these three exercises is this movement. It is purely arm wrestling theme. I managed 16 kg and did not try further. I felt that it was my maximum, but I'm sure that you are probably already familiar with these above mentioned movements. They are very popular and many people have already seen them, so I suggest you to familiarize yourself with the much more unconventional movements. The first I put on the list is lifting weights on a handstand. I have not tried it myself, but I think with 16 kg as in a video I should be able to cope. But it looks very uncomfortable and certainly not simple. Further on the same channel I saw a couple more non-standard movements with kettlebells, such as lifting by the rib from the floor and push-ups from the kettlebell clasping hands in a lock. If the author managed to lift the kettlebell and based on the subject of this channel he is engaged in kettlebells, not the first day, but the push-ups were not given to him at all. Of course, this awkwardness my sporting interest, and I also tried this movement in the gym. In short, the result was the same. I did not spread my legs too wide on principle and did not try to make this movement with impulse. However, in pure form it is very difficult. Although purely visually this movement does not look like something complicated. Anyway, you can try and let me know in the comments. But you know what, let's put all this childish stuff aside. It was not possible to make an episode about kettlebells without this man named Vadim. This athlete has only 9,000 subscribers on his channel, but this is only because the subject of this project is very narrow. However, in fact, if you are a fan of kettlebell sport, this is a real paradise for you. You just look at his collection, and this is only a small part of it. His kettlebells reach a weight of up to 88 kg. What can I say? He is a fan of his work. Look how easily he lifts two weights of 32 kg and 15 kg. And how do you like lifting a 65 kg kettlebell? In general, I have never seen such an abundance of different weights anywhere. Therefore, answering the question of which kettlebell is the heaviest in Vadim's collection, the answer is 88 kg. Here you can see how it looks next to 32, but it should be understood that this kettlebell is very rare, and judging by the length of the sledge, was used for lifting with the two hands, and the weight is not a joke, especially for such a projectile as a kettlebell. Perhaps now somewhere there are bigger examples, but there is already a question of the applicability of this kettlebell. For example, the famous athlete Third, the cool weighted 80 kg. Here you can see how in 2012 this kettlebell was lifted by strongmen, where 4 repetitions were given to the best of the best. Some athletes could not lift it even once due to the lack of technique. No matter how you look at it, the kettlebell is not a comfortable projectile that requires special training. In general, if we talk about kettlebells not only from the point of view of entertainment, but also from the point of view of expediency of their use, then in one of the Joe Rogan's podcasts, I heard a lot of positive statements about this projectile. First of all, there are such concepts as general training and specific training, which means training aimed at the development of multiple muscle groups and specializations. To put it simply, if you do pull-ups, you will most likely have all the pulling movements at the top, while if you do block or pull-ups on the machine, you may never get to the point where you can do a pull-up with your body weight. The kettlebell is just such a multi-joint movement that pumps your entire upper body. Here are some of the benefits of the kettlebell snatch alone. First one, explosive strength. Second one, development of fast muscle fibers. Third, development of mitochondria in fast muscle fibers. Fourth, training of connective tissue. And the last one, you also get your dose of cardio. In order not to be unfair, I will show you this video, which was uploaded to YouTube 15 years ago, on which a man with the nickname HDJCNFDJ69, whose name is Nikolai Gorn, trained with only kettlebells in the fresh air. As you can see in the beginning, he practiced these kettlebell lifts, another multi-joint movement that involves the whole body, after which he just fell to the ground without strength. But look at his abs here, and 80 days later. As a result, minus 20 kg. However, let's go back to Vadim Ishaykin. He does not look like an athlete, but kettlebells cannot be called equipment for jocks. They will definitely increase your strength, and they will definitely make you more enduring. But it is not reasonable to use this projectile as a basis for bodybuilding. Kettlebells, as kettlebell lifters themselves say, teach you to work in a state of rest, due to the correct angles and levers. So if you want to become a functional athlete who does not need to rest up to 5 minutes after every 10 repetitions, kettlebell are the equipment that will be a good addition to your training. Watch also these videos if you want to be more functional and strong. With you as always was Fedor Chepki. See ya!